All right, let's get after it. Got a hot install action for the Eisenhower Health Renker Wellness Center. You got the retrofit cabinets. Already did my video prior, how to build it and everything. It's already coming out of production. It's already coming out of paint. So we have ourselves an install date imminent. So figured I would make a dedicated install video. So just to go over a few things here. Hopefully it should be pretty straightforward, but we want to make sure we do things in order because it's kind of funky, but it should all make it a lot easier and everything. So first thing, install, you're going to want to look for a couple of jigs. You want to make sure you get this one, this LED through. This is for your power supply box. This is for the Mark 6 SOP mod. Look for this. It'll just be a bent piece of 09 that has LED through, has some holes and stuff. Find that. And you want to find this one here as well. Make sure that it's bent by fab. It'll say mark line. It has this weird little hole, and it has another one down here. This says EMC install, and it'll have these two flanges bent. So, so what you're going to do is you're going to bring all the cabinets with you. Obviously, you're going to take all the old stuff off, clean it up. And then the whole idea is you're going to start with, you can start with the power if you want to go ahead and drill that first. Let's just talk about that. Basically, where this power hole or the power supply here, we saw this little pipe right here. This is where you're going to want to just use that jig and drill your holes for your SOP mod. So on the back side, you're just going to hook that piece right over just like that. And then you're going to use these holes here. You're going to drill these holes for blue screws. That's how you're going to mount your SOP mod power supply box, your Mark 6. And then these right here will be for LED wire through. I believe this is 12 inches, so bring your long bit. Or if you want, you can mark where this is and then go from the front side and do the same thing. And then just try to meet in the middle. If you don't have a bit that's long enough, you can mark both sides. But obviously you only need the blue screw holes on the back side. So once you have this template, hook it up top, drill this through, you're all good. And then that allows you to mount the Mark 6 SOP mod. It's about 4 inches above the wall like we talked about. And then out the back side, you're going to do a little conduit and you're going to be drilling a hole in the back side of the top cabinet like we talked about. Wherever that SOP mod lands is where you're going to put it through. So be ready for that. So that'll take care of like your power supply box and all that. But anyway, so that's that. So let's get going on the cabinets. So the idea is you're going to start with the port side or the left side here. It's this side that you can see here. So from the corner, that's where the kind of the bow of the ship is. So the port side's here. You're going to start with the first, this first side, you're going to start with the frames on the wall first. And what you're going to do is you're going to take that marking jig, and because it'll be bent at the top, you're just going to hook it to the top of the wall like that. And you're going to take a marker and you're just going to make a line here and here, and then here and here. So, mark it here, slide it over, mark it. Those marks will allow you to get started with the two wall frames. So you're just going to take the top of the wall frame, line it up with your mark, and line it up with your mark. But of course, double check with your level and then make sure everything's all good. And that's where it starts. It's going to start with the top port side frame. Now the frame itself, you want to make sure, remember we talked about this, you're going to have these teeth. You're going to want to line these teeth up with the face of the other side. Now, remember we were talking about that these corners are tilt-up corners. So this is a bevel. So don't line this up with the bevel. You want to slide this over where you can eyeball this with the face of the other side. And this should be 1 inch right here. So from right here to here is 1 inch. So you want to get that kind of lined up nice. So you have 1 inch poking out, and then get this leveled up. Go ahead and mark it and nail down with your blue screws, nail this down. Then go ahead and get the other guy up there, get it with the line, and then get it kind of leveled up. And same thing, just get it lined up with that now. You have this to get lined up with. Make sure that's all, leveled up and marked. And then you should have kind of this look going here with this hole, or actually there's no hole here, sorry. But you should have this kind of look where you got these flanges sticking out. And that's going to be how you're going to attach it. So anyway, so you'll have that kind of on this is what it'll look like. You'll have the little slider things here. This frame starts first. You put that on there, and then you start this one second. Bang, bam. So there you go. Then what you can do is, just for reference, you can take that's your second step, is mark and put these guys here. The third step is to go to the starboard side. So go on this side and get those frames going. Now you can go ahead and mark that side as well, but mostly use that for reference, because what you're going to do, remember we talked about this, you're going to hook these teeth into these teeth. That way this will have a contiguous corner, and when you turn the corner, you're going to be absolutely lined up perfectly with each other. Again, you can measure and level these, and you can measure and level these, but if these are not level to each other, then it's really no point, because when you go to turn the corner here, this isn't going to line up very well. So your first step, mark. Second step, get these installed. Your third step will be to hook these together. And again, on this side, on the starboard side, you'll have 1 inch sticking out, and then this will be where the tooth of this guy lines up, et cetera, et cetera. So then you can get these leveled up. Like I say, go ahead and make some marks, but you want to just get these leveled up and then get these mounted. And then once you have the 4 frames set up, you're good to go. Now, when you go to put the faces on, I have these kind of linked up so you can kind of see what's up. So you'll have 1 inch slide, and then it's about 9/16 or so. So you can see where you'll hook that on that peg, and you'll bring that together like that. So this is your frame that's on the wall, and you'll have your little slider guys here. So you'll just line up your hole here, right? And you'll go ahead and bring that. Actually, let me move that down like that. So anyway, yeah. So on the back of the frame, you'll have your little keyhole slide, and you'll have your old frame there. So you'll just bring that up like that and slide it up on in, hook it, and then slide it forward. And you'll see where this tab is going to slide into this little slot here. And then you're just going to slide these forward like so. And then now this tab is going to be kind of exposed on the inside there. It's going to be kind of poking through here. And you're going to have 2 holes here and here that's going to allow you to shoot a self-tapper. And that's how you're going to nail these down. But you're going to wait a moment, because you can see where I left about 1/4 of an inch of play right here. So playwright. So you can actually adjust this thing. You can actually slide it forward more if you need to, or you can actually slide it back. So that's why you want to get these frames put on here as accurate as possible, based on, this being lined up to 1 inch to this face. But once you have that on there, the whole idea is that you can push this frame forward, you can push this one back, and you can push this one up a little bit. The idea is obviously to make sure that these, line up nice. So you can scooch this back, you can scooch this over. And remember that the port side frames, this side will actually have these 2 little shelves poking out. So that will help self-center these, up and down vertically. These will be locked in. So, but like I say, bring a soft bonker, maybe like a rag with like a soft mallet, just to give these a tap, a little love tap, get these fitted left and right really nice. Then once you get the port side on there, you'll go ahead and get the port side slid on, and then go ahead and get the starboard side slid on. So again, do your thing, put your frame, put your other frames, and then go ahead and slide the port ones on. And then you're going to slide the starboard ones on. Now, getting a little ahead of myself there, you're going to have to route the power. So that's why it's good to probably do this first. Go ahead and drill your holes through for both the top and the bottom, and get your starboard frame on there. And then when you go to do the port side slide on cabinets, I told Fab in the other video, but you're going to have to check for this. Make sure that they put a nice generous leash for you to run around this corner. And we're looking at about 4 feet, and we're looking at about another 4 feet. So that's what I was saying, is do like a nice 15-foot leash for you. So you'll slide on this cabinet, and you'll be able to run that power leash around the corner and then run it around this corner. And then that's where you'll find your power holes and go ahead and tuck those wires into those power holes. Now on the starboard frames over here, you'll find that I put little ovals right here. So you can take that power wire, sneak it around, and then run it through there. And then you can run it and you'll find that your hole will be right here and right here in the wall. And then, so then you can poke it through. So like I say, bring that power wire around, sneak it through here. You'll find little holes right here and here, slide it through there, and then find your hole you drilled and then poke it through. And you know, you should have plenty of leash coming through. If they didn't give you significant or sufficient enough, go ahead and add your leash or whatever. But go ahead and get the port side on there, get your leashes run, and then poke it through. Then you make sure your leashes for your starboard boxes are ready. They obviously don't need to be as long. And then as you slide these on, you'll poke again, your power will be like right here. So you'll be able to, as you slide these on, poke your leash through and then keep going on. And then hopefully there's enough leash left out, you know, make sure there's plenty of play that's coming out the power box there. And then go ahead and slide this home. So do the port side, collect your leashes, run them through, get your power run, and then go ahead and do the starboard side, bring those on. But as you slide, push your leash through and then leave plenty of leash to slide, and then bring these home, make them look nice. And then, you know, once your power is all good, then once you're settled, you know, back and forth, making sure everything's looking nice, then go ahead and nail these down. And that's where it's just going to be it's a self tapper with no hole. So you're going to be making the hole where it needs to be. Once you get everything settled in and you like where it is, then you can go ahead and just nail these down. So there's 2 here, there's 2 on the bottom. So there's 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and then you go over here and go over here. That way, all of these boxes will be all settled, all looking nice. And then that's going to give you your dimensions and your placement, right, for the top box. So once you get these nailed down, then you'll know what, you know, you'll be able to match this face surface with this face, and you'll be able to match this corner, and you'll be able to match this corner. Now, we already talked about these. For the top boxes, you're just going to be taking the top box, set it down on top of the bad boy here, bonk, you know. And then, like I say, now that these are in place and finished, then you can go ahead and get this lined up. And then you said you were going to mark your holes. So remember, this is 18 inches. We already discussed this. You're going to want to make sure that you bring your long bits, bring your long drill bits and all that. So we talked about that. And then you're just going to put these boxes on top and blue screw them down. And then once your boxes are all installed, then you can drill that hole in the back, right here where we talked about. You'll drill a hole in the back of that box, run your conduit, and then get these 2 boxes lined up all wired up. Then once all these leashes are in there, you've got plenty of room to make all your connections in here and put the cover on it, hook up your switch and everything. Remember, you guys will need to bring a little bit of flex and connection from whatever this. I think this is a rigid pipe, rigid PVC. You'll have to connect from here to bring it up to the Mark 6. The Mark 6 SOP mod rests right about here, so I tried to give you room for that to come up to the switch box. Let's see. Yeah, so you have about that much room there to go. Let's see, how much room is that? It's about 7 inches, 8 inches. So anyway, but I think that's about it. Let's see, SOP mod, that guy there, top cabinet, bring your long bits. We talked about that. Just make sure you got your leashes ready. Do the port side first, get your leashes run, and then bring this one in and make sure there's plenty of long leash to run out there. And then line up your corner, nail it down once it's sexy. And that should be it. And then just get these guys up top. Hook these together. Same thing over here. Get these together and make it look nice. Nail it down. And I think that should do it. So, if you, of course, you have any questions, hit me up. Check the technique.